And here we are for the last stretch, the last segment of ForeverFootballShow.com. As you noticed, today we are recording here from Starfire. Lots of activity. We had the All Nations Cup in the semifinals for their Masters. Moving on to the finals next week. On Saturday we'll be here again. And we also covered the Corporate Cup with Chad Mack, talking about the final on the August 8th, right before the Sounders game. For now, Aaron and I, we're going to break it down. There's not much soccer going on other than some friendlies and some heated market transfers in Europe and so on. So let's just talk a little bit about that. Let's start with I think the highlight of the week, for me at least, here in the U.S. was Henry debuting for the New York Red Bulls and scoring a beautiful goal.
Yeah, Thierry Henry with a classic finisher's goal there, and showing his potential with the New York Red Bulls. I mean, it's particularly a transfer that I'm excited for. Sadly, he's not in Seattle, but Henry and Arsenal in their invincible season was the team that really sucked me into loving to watch soccer and really appreciating those talents. So it's particularly exciting for me to see him.
Tottenham ended up winning, but just to go head to head with Tottenham, a team that is going to play the Champions League, top 4 in the Premier League, just shows that the U.S. teams are indeed improving.
It's a good showing, and New York especially really taken this designated player expansion of the rules and ran with it. Rafa Marquez, I guess, has been confirmed to be coming in as well, so he'll join up with Henry and Juan Pablo Angel.
Does the New York become the favorite now?
I don't know. I mean, certainly in terms of designated players, you have to be a little bit wowed by their selections, but
I think there's
a lot more factors than that.
It was so smart moves because they're good players. They're humble
players as well.
Yep, and they still have some energy to put.
Yep.
And in particular, Rafa Marquez is an incredible marketing machine here in the U.S. as well. He's extremely loved
by the Mexican populace.
Yeah.
So I mean, brilliant moves by New York. Who knows how the rest of their team will tie in. But certainly, I don't think you could have signed 3 better designated players.
Absolutely. You know that when Barcelona came here to play against Sounders, people were trying to go to the practices just to see Rafa Marquez, the Mexican community. So Rafa Marquez, I think it's a great player. He was still very important for the Mexican team in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And a marketing machine for the New York Red Bulls.
Yeah, and definitely, I think Marquez will actually be a greater marketing machine than Thierry Henry.
I agree.
Just because of our populace here in the States, but Henry certainly will be the star, I think.
And he's going to be the star, and we will expect goals from him, so it was a great combination. I'm becoming a big fan of the Red Bulls just because of the gutsy moves in building their own stadium and bringing these great players.
The ownership definitely has a big desire to be successful in New York, which is good to see.
Yeah. And just an amazing. I'm actually going to be fortunate enough to be there in New York on August 10th to see Brazil and U.S. Hopefully, I'll see some of these players.
You'll be translating.
Let's not jinx yet, but
okay.
Good chance. And well, what about There's a lot of other transfers and games and friendlies. Manchester United 1-0 against Philadelphia. Kind of a diet score. What happened there?
Who's to know? I mean, it's preseason, and Man United, probably taking it easy.
And they didn't bring Rooney. They didn't bring Owen from the big players. Scholes was here. Berbatov was here. Well, Berbatov, I shouldn't even consider him among the big anyway.
Well, and Scholes is passed as well. So, like I said, it's a preseason tour. Not a lot to be taken. United still won, which is the.
And then their next game now, they play with the MLS All Stars.
Yeah.
And
that'll be an exciting game. Hopefully they have some more of their star players out for that.
Exciting game, but unfortunately we ended up with no Sounders players in the roster.
Yeah, I'm not surprised though. Not with the season we're having so far. Hopefully we can turn that around and.
But not even Leo Gonzalez or.
I think that they take a look and more or less the bottom half teams are cut out of it. You know, I think there's more focus on
And I think
teams that are playing well, not necessarily players that are doing well.
Because it's not only the coach, Bruce Arena, who calls the roster. The fans can vote as well.
Yeah.
And I think that the fans this year, it shows that the Seattle fans are not as excited about the team anyways. Because otherwise they would have put players.
Yeah, no, I remember last year there was a big hurrah of, vote your Sounders into the All-Star team. Vote so-and-so, you know. And this year I really didn't hear much of that. And probably because, you know, most fans are a little dissatisfied with how the team is playing.
Yeah. So again, what about the big... there's a lot of rumors and hearsay about players going back and forth. Manchester City announced they already, if it was on their will, they already hired another 20 players. Every day I see Manchester City calling a new player.
Big name is Balotelli, I believe.
From Inter Milan?
From Inter Milan,
confirmed?
Yes. I think I just read that. Maybe not completely confirmed, but probably about 90% confirmed.
Big names, but they keep trying to bring in offensive players, attacking players. When they're going to start building a balanced team?